Hello, me again. This one's going to be showing you how to actually operate AppCar, because like I say, it's a different system that is specific to the 300Cs, Dodge products up to 2005, what you saw on the video list, which I might be getting another vehicle, so it might not work for it because it's much older. And it's still a Dodge Chrysler product, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. So either way, further more to do, let's show you how to run this system. So right, we're going to go to my car. So once you get this all installed from the AppCar website, so you go to Google Chrome, at least in my case, and then you go to AppCar Digi, which is Diagnostic Interface, and then click on this icon, and then you got everything it works for. So for example, I can go to supported vehicles, and it will come up with all the supported vehicles like 300C, 2005, 2010, Chrysler 300C, 2011, 2022, kind of 2023 if you really want to look at it, because the last one I got produced, and all the other different Chryslers, all different types of Dodges, and Jeep Commandos, Compasses, Grand Cherokees, Gladiator, etc, etc. So yeah, so it's got it's got every Dodge, even Ram as well, Dodge Ram included. Some reason of Volkswagen Rutan RM 2009 to 2015 for some strange reason got Volkswagen in there, Maserati. But mind you, like, when it says Lancia and Maserati, I've got a feeling there might be the different types of 300Cs, because obviously they did actually have them in like Italy and France, etc. But they called them a different name, so I'm guessing that's why these are like that. Because obviously Fiat is obviously owner of Stellantis, well, part Stellantis and bollocks like that, and obviously it's got Fiat, of course, but only 2 vehicles. So yeah, so that is that. So anyway, so if we go to buy it now, we get a few options here. So you get 1 VIN, 2 VINs, 3 VINs, 5 VINs, 10 VINs, or for $300 US is 30 VINs. And then you put in your email, whatnot, put in your bank card, like in pounds, that is about 24 quid ish. And then you click on your direct debit, etc, etc, and then where you go, and then sends you an email on what to do from there, like what to download, etc, etc. And so that is that. So let's get rid of that. I'm not going to show you the email because obviously it's going to have my data on there, so that's not really clever. Right, so we've got all this. So we've got the connection type. So once you connect it to your device, whether it's going to be Bluetooth, you set it to each one, and then hopefully you'll find it. And you may have to go and download whatever your manufacturer is recommending, and obviously this camera's going nuts. But either way, either or, the manufacturer of your dongle is, it might require you to go and download some other items to put a patch out. But some reason this laptop is a strange one, because it doesn't work with the dongle on its own, and the dongle is my one anyway. Hello, sorry to interrupt this video. Basically, about the video and the dongle not only working with a certain port, this is more to do with basically the dongle I bought from Amazon, which is the V-Gate FS USB, was malfunctioned. So basically the cable was like, something went on, like it knew that, like the dongle knew it had power, but it couldn't transfer any data. And basically, so Windows said product malfunction, driver error, etc, etc. So yes, on with the video. It's a hard cabled, and that goes and that is a V-Gate, what's it called, V-Gate FS USB. So that is the hard one. So that is directly connected to, well, I was actually in the car at the moment, but yeah, for some reason this laptop doesn't accept it being being hardwired to itself. For some reason I have to have it on a USB extension. Why? Got no damn clue. Some reason it just won't. Some reason it just does not agree with it. So anyway, let's get down to business. So once you got your car hopefully hooked up, then you collect database, and that's where your VIN comes in. And obviously you can only do one unless you buy multiple setups. And then you go to settings, and you can go to check license and update and whatnot, and then it allows you to go and buy additional VIN codes. And in your email as well, it will also send you a password and whatever your username is going to be. So on top of that, so this is the platform we've got. So I can click on refresh DTs. Obviously there's nothing on here because I already cleared them yesterday because I had a little bit of a play about one here. So let's say, for instance, as you saw on my my Think Car video that I done, we can go to no, that's not going to do that. That's going to do something else. So for example, where's powertrain? Let me go find it. Powertrain. Let's look at this. So I'll click on this, and then it does whatever the powertrain serial number is, supplier, ECU collaboration name, etc, etc. Comes up with that, and then we click on live data, and then we go to select all. Don't have to, you can do it individually if you want to look at it in different things. But I do find this system a little bit slower, and I'm running 16 gigs, and CPU is still original because like I said, I got this laptop actually upgraded, and but yeah, it's like to program a key. I said this in a video when I was doing the keys stuff. It costs 350 quid to program a key through a particular company, and I was like, what? I spent £60 on the software and the dongle, 140 quid laptop upgrades, and 16 quid on a key with fob in it, 433 hertz. And it's like, come on. So I get an entire system, so I can continue operating on my car and do whatever diagnostics or everything I want to do on the car, plus a key, plus coding the key, and yeah, for less than just about 200 quid. So 200 quid gets me all of that, while getting a company to do the key coding, 350 quid. That's an extra 150 quid in expenditure just for one item, which you don't get anything in return other than you just get a key. With this, you get an entire system and a key, and you can do more keys if you want to. You can do many keys you like. So yeah, so let's get back to the business here, because then we just advanced on the being ripped off. So battery voltage apparently is 14.9 because it's charging, because this car does sit around these days. So should we confirm this? Well, it says battery voltage 14.8, 14.5. Which one do I believe? That's quite difficult. But anyway, that's just voltage anyway, what's going in the battery, because yeah, even though still, because I might be just charging, but yeah, ambient air voltage, which I'm guessing that doesn't go any higher than 14.6, because I don't think I ever seen that any higher than that. But yeah, so it says brake status. So let's press on the brake. You'll hear it. Released. It is a bit slow. I have noticed this. My front car is actually quite fast. Yeah, it's very slow. Charge air temperature 15.6 degrees. To confirm this, 13 degrees apparently. I don't know what part is going to be true. I've never seen anything up here, and it's just regulations on the fuel quality test, which we're not testing nothing. You get regeneration. What is going on here? That's just weird. So you got fuel, fuel temp, coolant temp, battery, voltage, and whatnot. All yes. Fuel generation. This is all fuel regeneration, your DPF stuff. You can manually do your DPF with this system as well. I really do not recommend to do a, what's it called, as I said in previous videos, to do what's it called, do your regeneration manually, because you're probably best just to drive the car and let it do its business. Drive for an hour, manually shift it if you have to, you know. Once it's in drive, you just do it side to side, and then happy days, and you've got full control of your gears. You know, 4th gear, 70 plus miles an hour. Yeah, I'm going to live with that word, with what I just said there. And then, you know, just gun it and just let it do its business for an hour. And eventually, it'll do a full regen on its own, unless there's a problem with the actual regen system, which I've never seen one where actually fails, unless unless they've been made poorly from manufacturer, and if they do a really bad job, and if people don't look after their cars. But, you know, that's just hindsight, really. But yeah, so it gives you a whole ton of data. So if we stop this, back to module lists. There we go. So yeah, so it gives you a whole bunch of data. And like I said, I think this is just about the same what I got on my front car, really. It looks quite similar to what I got. This is just a little bit more, you know, high tech. Like, for example, I can go and click on powertrain module again, actuators. And it gives you all shut-offs and whatever you want to do. You can do routine, and you get a manual DPF regeneration. Like I said, I highly recommend we do not do that. I really discourage that. Better word to use. And yeah, so you see any DTs that pops up. Yeah, DTCs that pops up here in a nice little list. And back to module list, and like I say, recurring airbags, see what steering column's up to, what angles you're doing, transmission module. So I can go and click on that. Routine comes on, learn adaptive, store learn adaptives, actuators. Yeah, not giving me much. Live data, and see what your what's it called, what your transmission's doing in a hindsight. But I have to say though, I think it is giving me slightly more data. But mind you though, my wheel speeds might be a little bit off if I looked at that, because obviously it's one of my speed sensors has gone nuts, maybe with the tone ring. So there's a tone key with that, but obviously that's because that I put DTs, so key not programmed. So obviously that is the key I just programmed from the previous videos that I just done at some point before I'm doing this one, and now that key's working. The original fob is here. That's my original fob, which I'll put back in shortly. And at the moment I've got a new one running, and yeah, probably sound of the pound. But yeah, so that's why I got that. So we're just going to leave that there, because it's never a good idea to reset codes when your engine's running, like I have at the moment. So you can look at report, fault codes, report, whatever this meaning. Got no idea what this is. But yeah, that's the backup files if you're updating stuff and whatever you want to do. And programming, like I say, you get a whole list of options. Generally, just a rule of thumb, try not to mess around with this too much, especially with stuff like this, because if you're not sure what you're doing, you're best to leave it alone. You know, you can do a key fob, and that is perfectly fine. But like engineering stuff, unless you really know what you're doing, I would advise heavily to leave this stuff alone. Same with any scan tool. If it gives you the option and you're not quite confident or competent in the matter, I would highly advise to leave it alone. But yeah, so yeah, there we have it. Really, it's quite simple. You know, it's not really hard to do, really. And so yeah, this is 300C Golf out.